Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's Ambit business presentation. Thanks so much for joining us to view the opportunity. We have some great guests on tonight, so you're definitely in for a real treat. We absolutely love this business for many reasons, and we are so excited to share it with you tonight. And we are so extremely proud to be part of the absolutely fabulous EC Factory. You know, this webinar is no different than bringing a potential business partner to a local business presentation. It's just sometimes easier with our hectic schedules, and that's why we have decided to offer these to the team on Tuesday nights, and they seem to be quite popular, so we're going to continue to do so. All right. Well, we hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Now it's time to get ready for the upcoming holidays. But as we all know, an opportunity waits for no one. And this is one not to be missed. So let's get started. My name is Annie Diadone. My husband, Tom, and I are senior consultants with Ambit Energy. We got started on October 28th of last year when a dear friend of ours by the name of Roger Ganji called my husband with tremendous excitement and asked him to take a look at something. Well, Tom didn't even make it through the video that Roger had showed him in its entirety. He knew that this was something big and he wanted to be a part of it. And while Tom knew he was all in, he was kind enough to wait for me to get home later in that day to show me the opportunity. And quite honestly, I didn't see it. I looked at him as if he were nuts. You see, between us, we have 4 businesses and 5 children. One of the top catering halls in the tri-state area, an off-premise catering company, a construction company, and real estate. So needless to say, we're quite busy. And the thought of taking on yet another business venture just didn't seem feasible at this point in our lives. Well, Tom convinced me to attend a local business presentation the next evening, and we had the pleasure of seeing national consultant Ray Monty that evening. And at the end of the presentation, Tom looked at me and asked, "Now do you get it?" And I said, "I get it." He asked me if I was all in with him, because he was doing this with or without me. And I said, "I'm all in." You see, it was at the end of this presentation that I completely understood that this was a business that we could work part-time and on our own time, but certainly not in our spare time, right? It's still a business. It was also at that point that I came to understand that we were absolutely not getting into the energy business, but rather the people business. So we often get the question, why? Why are you guys doing this? You're successful in your other ventures. Well, we realized that the deregulation of a public utility that is unconsciously purchased and habitually used would only happen once in our lifetime. And we wanted to be a part of the greatest transfer of wealth that this country has ever seen and certainly will ever see. Our why is simple. It's our family. It's our retirement. We keep a picture of our family, of the children on our iPhone, so we get to look at it every day. What's your why? Is it that you desire additional income? Do you wish to reduce or eliminate your debt? To spend more time with your family? To provide more to charity? Build up some savings? Put some money away for your children's college education fund? Or simply financial freedom? Not sure what your why is, but I'm sure that one or more of these strike a chord for you, especially in today's economy. Why was Ambit the right choice for us? It's the right company, a vision focused on success, your success. This is about people helping other people to succeed. And that's one of the reasons this business model is so powerful. It's an expanding industry. Our energy and gas usage continue to go up. This is not by any means a shrinking industry. And most people cannot say that about their current industries. The perfect product, I like to say service, and a great opportunity to own your own franchise business. Vision focused on your success, our company. The vision statement from our CEO and co-founder, Jerry Thompson Jr., to become the finest and most respected retail energy provider in America. This really struck home for Tom when he saw this because you see, in 1989, he purchased a failing business and he had the same vision. He renovated it with the simple focus of becoming the finest and most respected catering facility in the area. Not the biggest, but by focusing on that simple, clean vision, by default, he ended up becoming one of the best. And that is exactly what has happened to Ambit. Ambit was founded in 2006 by Jerry Thompson Jr. and Chris Chambliss. Jerry, our CEO, is the grandson of the founder of 7-Eleven. Okay, for those of you who don't know, 7-Eleven is 50,000 plus stores worldwide. Largest franchise in the world. I would say there's a little bit of business credibility there, and I think you'd agree. Chris Chambliss, our CMO, was the 52nd employee of a company called Excel Communications. And Excel took advantage of the deregulation of long distance calling. Well, not only did Chris learn what to do to be successful while with Excel, but he also learned what not to do. And as we know, both are equally as important. And he brought that blueprint to Jerry Thompson Jr. And in 2006, they launched Ambit. They went from, let me back up. Excel, let me just mention, went from 0 to $1.5 billion in 7 years. And he was hugely instrumental in their success. We'd like to tell you that we knew of these gentlemen prior to starting our Ambit business, but we did not. However, we are extremely grateful to know them now. High growth experience, a Fortune 500 executive team. You see, they've put together the infrastructure for consultants like us to go out and grow our businesses. Some of our awards and recognitions. Dallas Morning News Top 100 Best Places to Work in 2009, 2010, 2011. 2012 featured in Success from Home magazine. SMU Cox named Ambit fastest growing company in North Texas in 2009 and 2010. And hugely credible, Inc. magazine in 2010, Ambit was rated the #1 fastest growing privately held company. Okay. In 2012, Ambit is on target to pass the 1 million active customer milestone and expects to generate over $1 million in revenue. Another extremely impressive point is to be rated 1 billion. I missed that one. Another extremely impressive point is to be rated number 15 in the direct selling news. And let me show you some of the companies we were up against. If you see number 1, Avon, founded in 1886 and in 140 plus countries. Mary Kay at number 6, founded in 1963 in 30 plus countries. Ambit went from 31 to 15 in 1 year, okay? And at that point, we were only in 5 states, not countries. Huge difference. Canada and parts of Europe are deregulated, and I will leave it up to your imagination as to how far this company can grow. Deregulation opens the window. The window is open. Energy monopolies are being broken up. Real simple. Customers have the right to choose. And the timing is perfect. You can work really hard and be at the wrong place at the wrong time, or you can work really hard and be at the right place at the right time. And we know that Ambit is the right company at the right time. How big is this opportunity, you may ask? Well, current deregulated markets, okay? Market size total 64.7 billion. There are 27 states currently deregulated, okay? And Ambit started in Texas in 2006, slowly rolled out to open Illinois, New York, not in any specific order, Pennsylvania, Washington, D.C., New Jersey, Massachusetts, Maryland, Connecticut, and just a few months ago, California. We're slowly unrolling these states. And we're just getting started. All we need to do is get a little piece of this, and we plan on being financially free. Okay, potential customers, 48.2 million. And our market share at this point is less than 3%. And that's really in Texas where Ambit got started. That's how big this opportunity is, truly below ground floor. Here's how it works. Someone needs to generate it. Someone has to sell it, and someone has to deliver it. Well, the incumbents used to do all three, okay? The incumbents being PSC&G, Con Ed, NYSEG. They used to do all three until the states came in and said, no more, we're breaking up these monopolies, and you guys need to choose only one. Well, what did they choose? Obviously, they chose the most profitable, right? The delivery. The infrastructure is already there. Their pipes and wires are already in place. Energy savings and rewards for customers. The perfect product, again, service. Everyone uses it. Everyone you know uses it, and everyone you don't know uses it. There's no cost to switch, and absolutely nothing changes for the customer. Okay? Nothing but savings. If Harry comes to read your meter, you still have Harry coming to read your meter. If you have a worry-free contract with your current incumbent, you still have that contract. If you lose power, you're still calling Con Ed or Rockland Electric or PSE&G, and you still get the same bill from your current incumbent. Okay? No change. As a business owner, if we have business owners tonight in the room, no inventories. Okay, I can't drive around with gas and electric in the trunk of my car. I don't need to store it in my garage to deliver it because there are no deliveries, no collections. Impressive savings and benefits, you bet. Great savings. Ambit offers some of the most competitive rates and satisfaction guaranteed. And what does that mean? That means if at any point during your upgrade to Ambit Energy, you lose power or something happens, Ambit will pay your month's utility bill. Folks, I said it before, we are hitting our 1 million active customer mark, and Ambit has yet to have to use that satisfaction guaranteed. We also offer Green E Energy certified products for anyone who's environmentally conscious, and customers get a welcome gift for enrolling. Okay, that tends to be a 2-night, 3-day stay at a wide variety of locations throughout the country. And customers also earn monthly travel reward points on a bill that they pay month after month after month. And I haven't checked in a few months, but I think last we checked, we were up to about 49,000 points, which entitled Tom and I to a paid vacation in Cancun, Mexico. Not too bad on a bill that we're paying month after month. And last I checked, I have not received any travel reward points from our current incumbent. Can you click for me, please? Okay. Customer referral program. All customers receive a free website. And I always get the question, why do I need a website? Well, that's just it, our referral program. You see, if a customer goes on to refer 5 additional customers, they get a choice of yet another travel package, and this one tends to be longer. Also includes airline tickets, resort stays throughout the country and outside of the country. But here's the most powerful tool we have in Ambit, and this is what sets us apart from all of the other ESCOs out there. You see, if a customer goes on to refer 15 additional customers whose energy usage is equal to or greater than theirs, Ambit sends a credit check in the mail. And if you're ever at one of our live business presentations, we ask people to stand up who are within the business. And it's amazing to see how many people on the team are receiving free energy. So I thank you for your time. I hope I've been able to share with you the credibility of the company, as well as why someone would want to become an Ambit customer. And I have the distinct pleasure of turning it over to my husband and business partner, Tom Diadone, to share with you the opportunity.
Well, thank you, Annie. Great job as usual. Good evening, folks. I'm a little under the weather, so my voice isn't at its best. Want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Welcome you. If we have new potential business partners, and it's the first time seeing this, hopefully you see what we see. Well, as my wife said, I've been a traditional business owner my whole life. Actually, she said that she's excited, and I can't tell you how excited I am. You see, for 30 plus years, I've built traditional businesses. And coming from an old-fashioned Italian family, all I know is to work hard, put your head down, and just go do it. And I did it 7 days a week, 18 hours a day, and spent millions of dollars of investing to build a business. So when I saw Ambit 13 months ago, to me, it was absolutely a no-brainer. It showed me that there is a true profession in network marketing. It also showed me that when you marry word-of-mouth advertising to a product that's unconsciously purchased and habitually used, it's an absolute no-brainer. You see, 7 years ago, a good friend of mine came to my place of business and said to me, "Are you familiar with the deregulation of energy?" And at the time, I wasn't aware of it. And I said, "Okay, Lou, what do you need me to do?" And he said, "Well, I started a brand new business, and I'd like you to become a customer of mine." And I said, "Great. What do I need to do?" He said, "Give me your bills. I'll do 12 months analysis, and I'll show you exactly how much money I'm going to save you." And I said, "Lou, I trust you. I play golf with you every weekend. You sponsored me at the country club that we play at. I trust you. Here's my bill, and I became his customer. I never looked back. My only question to him back then was, is it going to cost me more? And he said, no. I said, well, then take my business. So when I saw Ambit, that it was generating its efforts on small commercial and the households, the residential side, I thought it was absolutely genius. So my wife did a great job explaining to you why Ambit is the right choice to be a customer and also the credibility of the company. But I get to show you the fun part, how you make money at this. See, Ambit's marketing model, once again, uses word of mouth. See, Chris and Jerry are in the energy business, not us. All we do is go out to a handful of people, show this opportunity. If they're not interested in being in the business, we ask them to do us a favor and try our service and become our customer, and we get paid for it. Doesn't get any easier than that. 2/3 of our economy is spurred by referrals, by word of mouth. So word of mouth absolutely works. The next thing is personal relationships. We make recommendations every day, what music to listen to, what movies to go to. My son went to James Bond 007. He said it was amazing, so we're going to go see it. Restaurants. I've been in the food business my whole life, so restaurants live and die by referrals. TV programs. The problem is that we don't get paid for it. For me, 95% of my business is done by word of mouth at Florentine Gardens. So I don't have to pay anybody. I just give them a great experience. They refer people, and I make money. Ambit does it differently. They pay us. Now, this slide is impressive to me because it's a $429 investment, and it's one time. When you've invested millions of dollars to build businesses, $429 is a joke. The other joke is $24.95 a month. You see, Ambit gives us all the tools that we need to build a business with $25 a month. The Ambit Power Zone, which is basically your back office, it allows you to see every time someone joins your business, every time someone becomes a customer. You have your Why Ambit Works, which is basically a website. There's also a 526 website that all you need to do is get someone to take a look at it. It's done in English and Spanish. You never have to explain this business. You never have to do a webinar to grow this business. There's Ambit University, which is basically tools to teach you how to do this business. So the great thing is for $429 and $24.95 a month, you can partner up with the fastest growing company, not because we said it, Inc. magazine did. Number 15 in the direct selling news, A-rated with the Better Business Bureau. The bad thing is that for such a small investment, sometimes people just try this. Successful people typically don't use the word I'll try. What they do is they get involved, they get engaged, and they make it happen. So if tonight you see what we see, don't try this business. Get in, get all in, and make it for yourself and your family and change your financial future. Flexible schedule. People ask us all the time, how much time do we put in? Well, when you first start out, this is a part-time business. You don't have to work 80 hours a week. All you have to do is put in 2 to 4, 5 hours a week consistently and persistently over time, and you will grow a huge business. And I'll prove that to you in a couple of minutes. Incredible tax benefits. I'm not an accountant, but I'm going to tell you it's a 1099. You have all the write-offs that you need to get as a large business. The reason we're in it is an unlimited income potential. You see, when you have something that's bought, that's needed, that you can't live without. We just came out of that storm, Sandy. We were out of power for 9 days at our home. Thank God we had a generator. But you understand after a couple of minutes when you have no power, how bad you need it. Lotions, potions, and pills you can do without, but electric and gas you can't. 2 questions. What's in it for me? And Annie did a great job talking about, do you want to send your children to a college that they want to go to, not to the one that you could afford? Do you want to just put some money aside for savings? You know, our economy is in the worst shape that it's ever been. Regardless of who's in office, we're in bad shape. You know, we have a cliff that's coming, and I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm sure they'll figure something out, but things are bad. Unemployment, all-time high, gas prices, it's just unbelievable. The next question is, can I do it? You really read, do you want to do it? You see, we only do 2 things, and I'm going to show you this slide one more time, because to me, if you take all the noise away and everything we've talked about in this whole presentation, I could actually do this presentation with this one slide. We gather a handful of loyal customers, people that know, love, and trust us, and we help other people do the same thing. You're not going out and trying to sell energy. You're not going to go out and start talking about rates. You're going to ask a few people who are going to do you a favor because you started a brand new business. They're going to save money, but it's more importantly, they're doing you a favor to try to service. Okay? And in an economy the way we are, and here comes the better part of the news. See, we're in that point right now. It's the end of the year, and everybody's out running and spending money and having a great time. but we're probably 6 weeks away from when reality strikes. When people come back in and look on the 15th of January, while we're all getting our residual checks, people are going to be saying, why did I spend all this money for Christmas? And they start panicking on how they're going to pay their bills. So this is, a great time of the year, a lovely time of the year, but in 6 weeks, people start to regret it. The next thing is, let me show you how you make money. The compensation plan is pretty simple. They built it based on 5-2-6. What does that mean? Well, all you need is 5 customer points to get started. Your website counts as 2. Now, let me explain what makes this successful. If you remember, my wife said, this is a vision focused on success, your success. We don't sign people up. We sponsor people into the business. The definition of signing someone up is just getting someone to join something. The definition of sponsoring is taking responsibility for that person. So you sit with that person, you show them all the tools that we have, you make them write their why, you make them make a list of people that might be interested in saving some money or making some money, and they pick out their nickname, and they create the website. Ambit gives us 2 customer points as if you went out and got 2 customers. The next thing is you gather some loyal customers. Who are loyal customers? Well, yourself, you're going to want to be your own customer. Your mother, your grandmother, your neighbor that you shovel the snow for, whoever it may be, you're talking about 3 other customers. And what happens? It triggers a bonus. You make $100. But that's not what we're here for. We're here to build a team, points of distribution. The next thing you do is go out and share this business with a couple of people. I'll tell you right now, there's a lot of people in this room that get pretty excited. Well, I know they got excited when I saw this. I see regional consultant Dave Turco, and we showed him the business. We went to his house, senior consultant Mike Friedman and myself. We put a video in his DVD player. He had about 10 people at the house, and a lot of them are on this team today because of that. We showed him the video. We answered some questions. He signed up. What happened? Well, he made $100, and Mike Friedman made $100. So that's all we do is duplicate those efforts. We went out at that same night. We have a police officer by the name of Rick Vanderclock who's in the room. He's become a senior consultant since back in April. Same thing. He saw that presentation that night. He threw his credit card on the table. He said, "Sign me up." He made $100, and Dave Turco made $100. What did we do? We sponsored him into the business. He picked out his nickname. We showed him how to become his own first customer and showed him how to get 2 more customers. Not too difficult. So you've accomplished 5. You've accomplished 2. And then what they did was they duplicated that effort. They went out and showed it. They showed it to regional consultant Janine Ragusa and regional consultant Mike Riga. They got started. They sponsored them into the business. They helped them get started. They picked their nickname. Their website counts as 2. They made themselves a customer, grabbed another 2 customers, and you've accomplished your 5-2-6. What does that do? Well, you get promoted. And the great thing with Ambit is your first promotion is pretty simple. Your website counts as 2, yourself and a couple of customers, right? You get started. Sponsor 2 people into the business that want to make some money, and then they go out and duplicate the same effort, and you become a regional consultant. What happens then? Basically nothing different. You go out and show the business again. You sponsor 2 people. The difference is now they make $100, but you make $155. But what gets more impressive is as people start to join the team, and you'll know the people that you sponsored, you might know those people who they sponsor. But as you start to get 3, 4, 5 levels down, you don't know these people, but you love them. And what happens is you make $55 in unlimited levels in depth. Just every time somebody joins your team, they pick their nickname out, they make themselves a customer, and they go out and gather 2 more customers. What we normally do in a live presentation, we just had one in Florentine last night. We had about 80, 90 people there. What we do is we call on people in the room that have promoted. We recognize them, and we ask regional consultants, senior consultants, executive consultants to stand up and tell us their name, occupation, where they're from. So we decided to start doing this on a webinar. So what I'm going to do now is actually I am going to invite Roger Ganji, who was the gentleman that's a dear friend of ours and got us started back in October last year. So I'm going to let him tell us a little bit about himself. Roger, you there?
Yeah, hi, Tom and Annie. Thank you for asking me to come on this evening.
Absolutely. Pleasure. Thank you for getting us started.
Well, it's my pleasure.
Roger, give us a little background of yourself, name, occupation, where you're from, and tell us a little bit about your Ambit journey.
Okay, again, Roger Ganji. I live in Rivervale. My background is in product development and marketing, which I've done for myself, other companies. I'm involved in international sales. I have my real estate license. I help my wife Antoinette with her business, so I wear a lot of different hats. So Ambit is the perfect business for me. because depending upon the amount of time that you have to, invest in this business, the business just continues to grow. So if you're busy, you don't have that time, to spend diligently. As long as you put a little time into it, it just continues to grow.
Roger, let me ask you, how many people have you physically sponsored?
I've sponsored 9 people, and right now I currently have almost 500 downline consultants and a little bit over 4,000 customers.
And how many customers did you physically get yourself?
Physically myself, I just have, let's see, I've got 17 of my own customers.
So you have 34 customer points. So you have all the
34
benefits.
customer points, exactly. So I qualified for the free energy.
For free energy, and you also have all the benefits of the residual income. You'll never need to go get another customer, correct?
Absolutely. Don't need to get another customer, and that was the most important thing, is during the first 6 months is take care of that, qualify. This way you can benefit from all the perks.
Well, Roger, that's a pretty nice story. You sponsor 8 or 9 people, turns into almost 500. You get 17 customers and turns into almost 4,000 or 4,000 customers. And every 15th of the month, month after month, you're getting a residual income, whether you do another thing. Would you agree?
Absolutely. And just like I said, it just continues to grow. There's no other business, multi-level operation where it just continues to grow regardless of the amount of time that you put into it. It's important that you put time into it, and it's a great incentive when you start to see those residual checks coming in, that you want to put more time into it, but it just continues to grow.
Well, Roger, I thank you for getting on tonight. That was great. Thank you for getting us started. We've been
My absolute pleasure.
Pretty good team together. So we wish you great success, and we'll see you on the next go-around.
Thank you.
Thanks, Roger. Well, guys, that's our dear friend Roger Ganji. Next promotion is senior consultant. Nothing changes. Go out and share this business with a couple of people. They see it the way we do. Now, if you personally sponsor them, it's $235. But what gets more interesting, unlimited levels in depth, you make $135. At this time, and just give me a couple of seconds because I have to find what I want to do is invite senior consultant Deb Burke, who is building a huge business out in New York State. Deb, are you there?
Yes, I am, Tom.
Deb, name, occupation?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Deb.
Well, as you said, my name is Deborah Burke. I'm a senior consultant here in Utica, New York. I have a unique introduction to the business. My brother John is our chief information officer, so I didn't have to worry about the credibility of the company. I knew what it was. I got started because of John. I wanted to be able to work with him. Quickly found out it wasn't a good reason to start a business because it was somebody else's business. But once I refocused and took a look at Chris and Jerry and what tremendous leaders they were, and what the opportunity was, I kind of dropped my guard to all the negative things I hear about network marketing and decided that I really needed to take advantage of this. And since I've done that, my team has really started to grow and expand, and it's just a tremendous opportunity. We often get asked that, well, the company's already been in business for 6 years, but you know what? We're 6 years young. We're a brand new company. We're just getting started, and all of the things that our leaders and co-founders tell us is true. We're just on the cusp of going into explosion, and in network marketing, that's what's important, is getting in the beginning, because the pie gets exponentially smaller. But we're not at the position yet where the pie is going to get smaller. It's still growing, and our leaders are in it for the long haul. People ask me all the time, oh, Chris and Jerry are realizing success, they're probably going to want to go public and sell the company. No way, no way, no way. My brother, I've talked to him about that a couple times, and he said that Chris and Jerry are just enjoying this business. They didn't need to start it in the first place. They're very successful businessmen, and they're in it for the long haul because they've seen how many lives this business has changed, and they want to continue to do that and continue to be a part of it. So for all the guests out there tonight, I just ask you to open your mind, take an open, clear, honest look at this opportunity, and decide if it's for you or not, because it's the last major industry to deregulate, and it's going to be the largest redistribution of wealth ever.
Deb, thank you so much. Very well put. I thank you for being on, and thank you for sharing your story. And we'll see you on the next one.
Yes.
Thanks, Deb.
Thanks for having me, Tom and
My
Annie.
pleasure. Thank you. Well, guys, that's Deb Burke. I'm really excited. I'm always excited about having all guests, but we have a young man by the name of Dominic Light, or better known as D Light, in our organization. And I'm not going to spoil it and tell you how old he is and his success. Dominic, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. How are you, Tom?
I'm great. How you doing, buddy?
Doing great.
Dominic, tell us a little bit about how you got started in Ambit, how old, where you're from, and what's going on in your Ambit business.
Yeah, sure, I'd love to. And I just want to say thanks so much for inviting me on this great presentation, Tom. I really like it.
My pleasure.
Well, guys, just to tell you a little bit about myself. My name's Dom Light. I'm from Staten Island, New York, and only 18 years old. And all my life, I really, just wanted to be able to start a business, or just be able to create one where I could, just have a lot of success. Because I actually been working since I'm 12 or 13 years old for somebody else, and I really been able to get a hands-on experience of how that works. And I just got to tell everyone, most people on here, some people have a job, and it's a really, not a good situation. So, I really just always wanted to better myself and just be, really just start a business. But I realized how expensive businesses are nowadays, and really couldn't be able to find one. And what I was looking for, I was looking for my vehicle to get me from where I am today, from where I want to be in the future. I have a vision in my head of what I want to live my life like, and how I started this business. It was my boss at the time over at Mike's Place Diner in Staten Island that just asked me to take a look at it. I had no idea that I was going to be able to see my vehicle, but when I sat down and seen this presentation, I knew right away that this is my vehicle that's going to get me from where I am now to where I want to be. And it truly is. After I got started with this business, I just drive my vehicle every day to where I want to be in the future, and it's just been a really great experience with me and my family. And for any guests on here, if you're looking at this for the first time, I mean, you just got to think about it. Where else in the world can you start a business for the price that it is, and have an outcome that you possibly can, and just do what everyone else does to become successful in the business. Just get plugged into it, and just to see it, work the business and get plugged into the system. And just want to say the greatest thing I found about this business is I've never been around such good quality people before in my life. So definitely the quality of people that the Ambit business brings is truly amazing. And just it's a really great experience. And definitely financially it's a great experience. So any guest on here, I wish you good luck. And that's it. Anything else, Tom?
Tom, let me ask you, how long did it take you to become a senior in high school?
What?
How long did it take you to become a senior in high school?
Senior in high school? Took me 18 years to become a senior in high school.
And how long did it take you to become a senior consultant in Ambit?
Only 6 months.
Not too bad, huh? And let me ask you a question. You going to college?
No, not right now. I'm just currently full-time on my Ambit business.
That's great. Well, listen, we wish you great luck. It's great to have such an ambitious young guy in the business. You represent Ambit. You're a true leader. I know you got a nice organization being built out there. So God bless you and good luck.
Thank you, Tom. Same to you.
Thanks for being on. Well, guys, you just heard Dominic Light, 18 years old. Doesn't matter how old you are, what your education is, where you're from, you can go out and build this business. It all comes down to whether or not you want to. The next promotion is executive consultant. Nothing changes. Go out and share this business to a couple of people. You personally sponsor them, you make $315, but in unlimited levels, you make $215. Ambit gives you $1,000 a month towards expenses. And it gives me great pleasure tonight. You see, as Dominic said, this business attracts a lot of great people. And the gentleman I'm going to introduce now is a gentleman that 13 months ago, I had no idea who he was. But all I know is 13 months later, I don't think a day has gone by we haven't talked. He's been a very successful businessman for many, many years, built over $100 million company in circuit boards, had a huge golf business in the golf industry. And we met 13 months ago. I'd like to introduce executive consultant Dave Wilkerson. Dave, are you on?
I sure am, Tom. It's always fun hearing the stories from everybody. Dominic Light, it's sort of exciting because, there's part of me that's going, man, I wish I was 18 again.
Yeah, me too.
And then there's another part of me saying, man, I'm glad I'm not 18 again, But, this has just been an interesting ride. You talk about the businesses that I've built over the past, and it just sort of came to me a little while ago. I said, one thing I guess I've enjoyed so much about Ambit is that I don't think I have, at 55 years old, I don't have the same energy level as I did when I built those other companies, nor do I have the same risk tolerance that I had back then. So it's nice knowing that what I've been able to accomplish with you and Annie and this great team we have in place is that I'm actually on the same level almost of that, $20 million company based on what my residual pays out at right now. I mean, that's just remarkable to me. And that just shows what the company has put together for all of us is just remarkable.
Dave, let me ask you, I know sometimes people get they panic, how am I going to go out and get a ton of people to do this business? Can you tell me how many people you personally sponsor? Now, we had Roger sponsor 9. I didn't ask Dominic or Deb, but how many people did you sponsor?
Yeah, I feel a little bit like a slacker when we bring this question up, but I'm also a believer in the system. I'm a believer in you create and guide leaders. So with that being said, I've sponsored a whole 8 people in the business. I've just been able to guide them to great people and help many leaders come out of that. And I went up over 2,000 consultants over the last week. So it just proves the system works if it's a good system. Ambit is so different than other direct selling companies out there, for a lot of different reasons. But the biggest one is it's, something that everybody already uses. So it doesn't matter where you are, they're already using it. So it makes it a little bit easier so you can spend your time focused on helping people become leaders or bring their leadership qualities out. And I believe that's what I've done over the last 2.5 years.
So just so everybody understands this, you personally sponsored 8 people that have turned into a team of over 2,000. And just for the record, how many customers did you gather yourself?
Well, here we go again. I've got 21 personal customers, and we're climbing up on 20,000 customers, and I'm getting paid on residually every month.
That's absolutely amazing. So in 20,
the system, if it's a good system, Tom,
absolutely,
I believe that can happen. You just got to find great people and guide and work with them the right way.
So you attribute your success basically finding a couple of great people who found a couple of great people who found a couple of great people. It's not about bringing in the masses. It's about bringing in quality people that want it as bad as you do, if not worse. Do you agree?
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Because they led me to you and Annie. That's how it works. Even Tim Boland led me to Dr. Ari Barbenyashay, who led me to Ralph Napoli, who led me to Dino, then down to Eric Martin, and so on and so on. So you just have to be on the lookout for quality people. There's a lot out there, and there's a lot of really professional business owners that are attracted to Ambit Energy. So it's a great place to build a solid residual that's true residual. I'm down here in Charlotte now, relaxing with my grandkids, and I was thinking again today as I went over and picked up my granddaughter from her nursery school. It was fun her running out the door and saying, "Hey, Grand." I'm in North Carolina, yet my business is in the Northeast, but my business is still growing, even though I've been down here.
It's amazing, unbelievable. Well, as always, Dave, I thank you for your leadership, your stealthy mentorship. If you notice, some of the presentation is different. So once again, I thank you so much, and thanks for making the time. Go out and enjoy your family, and go out and sponsor one more person and get another 1,000 out of them. So.
Oh, I'm working on that now on my EC code. So everybody have a great night. I appreciate it. Say hello to Annie for me.
I will. I thank you. Thank you, Dave. Well, guys, you heard it from Dave. 8 people turned into over 2,000. Very impressive. You heard it from Roger. 9 people have turned into 500. The difference between Dave and Roger is he's been doing it for, I think, 24, 26 months, and Roger's only a year, and so were we. We went out and sponsored 28 people, turned into close to 500, almost 4,000 customers. The business works. Next stop, national consultant. Nothing changes. The only difference is you personally sponsor someone, you make $340, but in unlimited levels in depth, you make $240. And rather than $1,000 a month, you get $1,500 a month. Guys, the reason we're doing this business is not for this slide. This is linear. You trade time for money. The reason why we're doing this business is for residual income. So you can make a lot of money. You could have a business like I have. I have three businesses, As long as the doors continue to open, as long as my dump trucks and excavators go out, as long as my special events trucks and tents and porta-johns go out, we make money. But if that stopped tomorrow, we would no longer make money. The reason why we're doing this business and so many successful people are doing this business is because passive income is the only income that's out there. When you do something one time and you get paid month after month, year after year, this business is willable and sellable. Very big. So what do? Well, the compensation plan works out like this. It's 7 levels of people, and all you ever need is 20 customer points. Your website counts as 2, not too hard. In New Jersey, we're pretty lucky. Most homes have gas and electric. Not towards your jumpstart bonus, but you go out and get 10 customers that have gas and electric. You have 22. Maybe you want to get a couple more people in case someone moves or they don't pay their bill. But all you need is 20 customer points. Folks, if we would not be sitting here doing this webinar if we had to go out and get hundreds or thousands of customers. We brought in 17 customers that have turned into 4,000. Now, what's the next thing you want to do after you get those 20 customer points or enough to get free energy? You want to build a team. This is about building a point of distribution, no different than having multiple vending machines. You can only make so much money with one vending machine, but if you have thousands of them, you make a lot of money. So go out and find 3 business partners. Don't sign them up, sponsor them. Find 3 people in your business that have these 4 qualities. You know, National Consultant Ray Monty always says this, and I've lived by this since I'm 18. I've been in business since I'm 18. I've always surrounded myself. Anybody I've ever hired or became a partner with, I looked for these 4 qualities all the time and every time, and we still do. People that are hardworking, people that are committed, people that have integrity, and people that are coachable. You see, if you have a system in place and all you have to do is put your head down and go out and make it happen, you just need someone that's coachable. When someone, we'll get people on the team, they're brand new, they'll call me up and they'll ask me a question and they answer me. That's not coachable. The system is in place. Don't reinvent the wheel. Go out and do it the way it's been done. Success leaves a trail, okay? There leaves a clue. So just follow it. Go out and get 3 people who get 3. You got 3,200 people. Everyone goes out and gets 20 customer points. You got 65,000 customers. Ambit pays us based on band 1 through band 5. Band 1 is equivalent to a 1-bedroom apartment. That's $78,000 a month on the 15th of every month, month after month, whether you get out of bed or not. That's residual. It's got nothing to do with the bonuses. Now, let's say you're skeptical, and you should be. Some people will actually sign up. They'll see this presentation. They get excited. They're going to become rich. They're going to just do everything. And then as soon as they go to someone and tells them it's a pyramid deal or it doesn't work, they quit. This is a real business, folks. I'm not saying it. DSN has said it. Inc. 500 has said it. We've spent time with Jerry and Chris. We were fortunate enough to be executive consultant Dave Wilkerson, senior consultant Ari and Barbara Ben-Yashay. They have a big spinal surgeon practice. My wife and I, executive consultant Steve Dare, executive consultant Sean Roberts, a bunch of people from the EC Factory, national consultant Ray Monte, obviously. We were in Puerto Rico just 6 weeks ago with the owners. These guys are real. Doesn't get any more real. So anyway, let's get skeptical. Let's cut it down in half. You get 20, and everybody else gets out 10. 10 customers. That's $39,000 a month. Let's say you don't believe a word I'm saying. Your website counts as 2. They go out and get 3 customers. Yourself, your mother-in-law, and your neighbor that you shovel the stove for. That's 3 customers. Everyone goes out and gets 3 customers. That's $11,000, almost $12,000 a month. Put this in perspective. Most people are going to work in an industry or a business for 20 to 40 years, and they're not even happy. What if it took you 7 years to accomplish this chart right here? What if it was even half of that? An additional $4,000, $5,000 a month. So think about, this is not about speed. It's about being consistent and persistent. The last way we get paid, which is pretty impressive to me, which is in quarters. You see, the way I want you to look at it is that every time you promote, it's like starting a brand new business. So as a regional consultant, every time somebody pays their bill and every time your team continues to gather customers, even though you've become a senior consultant, that regional consultant business will continue to build. So every time somebody pays their bill in Rivervale, Westwood, Connecticut, Illinois, Texas, you make a quarter. As a senior consultant in your senior business, you make up to 50 cents. As an executive, up to 75, and as a national consultant, up to $1. Think about this being your own toll booth. that white little basket. Every time somebody pays their bill, month after month, year after year, you get paid. Believe it or not, this is the biggest way you make money. Quarters add up real quick when you start talking about economy of scale. So that's the way you get paid. Now, this is why we got involved. See, I looked at this business and I made a business decision. I said, okay, I'm not going to go out and sell products. I'm not going to go out and try to peddle anything. So what makes Ambit different is that we have 5 dynamics that other network marketing companies don't have. You see, all the products in front of you are great. They're luxuries. You might have a water filter in your house. You might take vitamins every day. You might take shakes. Actually, we're going into the best time of the year for these kinds of things to actually do well. Because January 1, everyone's going to quit smoking and stop drinking, and they're going to start going to the gym, and they're going to start exercising. So some network marketing company will sell them some of these great lotion, potions, and pill. And by March, we're back to normal. We're smoking, drinking, having a good time, and we stop the auto ship. What makes Ambit different is that we deliver a service, not a product, a service below retail price. See, all the things I showed you, the only way that they can make money is that they have to charge retail plus. We offer our service below retail price. The next thing is everybody already uses our product. We don't have to convince you that if you take this shake, you're going to look better. Everybody uses this product. Everybody knows the benefits of this product. I don't have to convince you that you need this product. The next thing is there's no product education. In a traditional network marketing company, when you get to the point of the products, that's the longest part of the presentation. It's about educating that person or those people in that room why these products are different than all the others. We'll do product education right now, gas and electric. Any questions? It looks the same, it tastes the same, it gets delivered by the same reliable source. If you have public service, national grid, whoever you have, they still deliver it. That's how they make their money, and that's where they make their most money. They could care less whether you become an Ambit customer. And no, if your power goes out, you're not the last person to get turned back on because you're an Ambit customer. That is ignorance, okay? When you come off the grid, they re-energize the grid, everybody comes back on. So the next thing is selling. There's no selling involved. I can guarantee you if we were in a live audience right now, there's 91 people in this room. If we asked a question like we did last night, how many people sell? We had 5 hands go up. The reality is most people don't like to sell. Most people don't sell for a living. The great thing about Ambit, there's nothing to sell. We never collect money from anybody. All we do is ask a couple of people that know, love, and trust us to try our service. They still keep paying they still pay the incumbent, and the incumbent pays us. It pays Ambit, and Ambit pays us. This is probably the most powerful thing. See, we don't change the consumer's buying habit. In most network or traditional network marketing companies, you have to do all those other things we talked about, prove to them why they need this product, why they should pay more for it, find additional budget money for it month after month, but then you have to get them to buy it differently. You see, if you go to CVS or Walgreens or wherever you are to buy your vitamins or your potions and pills, now you got to convince them to go to a website. And I know with the advent of the internet, it's easy. You go on auto ship, but that's wonderful. But once life gets in the way and you decide you're not going to take the stuff anymore, you cancel it. In this particular business model, you still flip the switch. You still raise the temperature in your heat or your air conditioning. Nothing changes for the customers. People become your customer. Actually, you make them a customer. They don't have to do anything. They don't get inconvenienced. And they go on with their life if they're not interested in making additional money. Here's a great chart, which really scares me when I look at it every time we do this presentation. By the age of 65, by the U.S. Department of Health and Welfare, 54% of the people are broke and 36% are dead. Just let that sink in for a minute. 54% of people are broke and 36% are dead. 5% are still working, and if there were more jobs, more than 5% over the age of 65 would be working. 4% are financially free and 1% are wealthy. I don't know where you want to be in life, but I'm assuming you want to be right about here. Financial independence is pretty simple. So you could make $1 million a year, but if you spend $1.1 million, you're still broke. The difference is having enough money coming in month after month that you can pay all your bills and money is no longer a problem. Now, how do you get there? Well, I showed you the business model, but here's why most people don't get into business. There's 4 major fears of starting your own business. Any one of these pictures in front of you take millions of dollars to get started. Our place is right in the middle here. It's taking millions of dollars to get it up and running and systems and 401k and you name it, it's there. Most people don't have the money, nor can they go out and raise the money. So that's a problem if you want to get in your own business. The next thing is most people are not going to work 80 hours a week to start their own business. In the first couple of years, there is no doubt you're going to work 80 hours a week. The next thing is there's too much risk. Over 56% of the people in business in the first 2 years will fail. That's not the bad part of the story. The bad part of the story is you went all in. You probably put up everything you had and you didn't have. But more importantly, you had to leave security to go out and try something. Most people can't walk away 2 years and try something. The next thing is people don't have the skill sets. Franchises have become, the past 20 years, especially in the baby boomer age, are the way people are going. People leave corporate America, or they retire or get bought out and replaced by some young people, and they go out and buy franchises, Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks or whatever it is, because there's systems in place. Everyone, the systems have been figured out. Well, that's what Ambit is. There's no difference. The system has been figured out. You don't really need to know too much other than follow the system. So why does Ambit work? Well, you'll all agree that it's a minimal investment. $429 is really not a lot of money. But here's what I'll tell you. If you treat it like a $429 investment, you'll get paid like a $429 investment. Add a couple of zeros to it, make it $429,000, get serious, get focused, get committed, and you'll make a lot of money. It's the power of part-time. We don't go out and do Ambit. While we're out, we do Ambit. You don't have to put legitimate time aside for this. A couple hours a week, get a little training, go to a business presentation. But other than that, while you're out, you do Ambit. No product education. We did it, and it's a proven system. See down here, Chris and Jerry's put together everything we need to go out and build a huge business. My wife said the infrastructure is in place. But more importantly, which we're very proud of, national consultant Ray Monty, who is basically, his brainchild was the EC Factory, put together this team. It's a team within Ambit, and has put together his leadership, him and Danielle, and with the help of Rob Utter and his wife Michelle, have put together an amazing system that all of us can follow. Web training, conference calls, team events, everything you need to be successful in Ambit. All you have to do is follow the system. The only way you'll fail at Ambit is if either A, you don't get started, or B, once you start, you give up. I told you this was the most important slide. I'll show it again. We gather a couple of customers and we teach other people how to do the same thing. Most of you are saying, well, if you would have told us that an hour ago, we could have been done already. But that's all we do. So to show you how to gather customers tonight, executive consultant Renee Harris and senior consultant Anita Griffey, who's out in Kansas, and Renee's out in Connecticut, both building huge businesses. At 9:30, I'm leaving this number up for a couple of seconds. We do a customer gathering call. We have executive consultant Tim Hunt, who's building a huge business. He's out in New York. Learn how to gather customers. If you're a guest tonight, I recommend you get on this. Don't want you getting off this webinar tonight thinking about getting into the energy business. When you listen to this 30-minute little training, you'll understand that we are in the people business. We're going out and asking a couple of people to try the service, and we teach other people how to do the same thing. So that's the number. If you're brand new, write it down. Just follow those numbers. 9:30, get on a couple of minutes before. You'll also hear how many people get free energy, and that's the PIN number. The last thing I'm going to talk about, and if you're in the business, you've already heard it a million times, so just add this one to it. Simulcast, January 26th, the biggest event next to Ambition. It's not about you getting there. It's about getting you and your team there. This business is an event-driven business. We have 2 huge ones plus some team events throughout the year. Not too much to ask for people to make a little time. It's one day. It's going to be in the states that you see. We're going to be in Secaucus, New Jersey. I know it's kind of filling up. We have until midnight Friday night, to get 10,000 people registered. I know we're all going out and beating the drum to get people to this. If we reach 10,000 people, Chris and Jerry have decided to give us some type of incentive for the first week of December, I think, where they're going to put more money on the table for us to go out and earn more money. If you haven't registered. If you're new in the business, get with your sponsor and let them explain to you how important it is to get to these events. It's not about you getting there only. It's about you and your team. It's fact. I've become a student of this business. And what I've learned is, and with special events and network marketing, for every one person you bring to an event like this is like having 10 people there. I'm going to leave you with this last thing. And I want you to read this, and I want it to sink in. Will you live a life that most people, for a couple of years, that most people won't? So in a few years, you could live a life that most people can't. So with that being said, I thank everybody for getting on tonight. Hopefully everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. The holidays are around the corner. Build some momentum. Get some people sponsored into your business, take responsibility, help them get started, help them become successful, get everybody you can to simulcast on January 26th, and we'll see you all at the top. So I leave you with this.